What's up, YouTube? Please excuse the glasses. I'm in the middle of homeschooling with my son, but we're on break, and I went to go check my email, and lo and behold, I found out that my good friend and artist, compadre, and Tim actually gave me the remaining $200 we needed for the Google Glass funding project. So thank you very much to him, but he's not the only one I have to thank, but I will get to that. We have met the goal, and thanks to the exchange rate of one of the bigger donors, actually, who is an overseas individual, I actually have enough for the tax. So we've met our goal for the prototype. That doesn't mean that this project still can't fail, because Google's been very sketchy on the If I Had Glass competition winners, of which I am one of them. Basically put, I can afford the prototype, but those who are in this particular competition may have to travel to one of 3 cities to pick up your prototype. If that's true, I'm not going to ask you guys for any more money. This was hard enough for me to do as it was. I really didn't want to ever have to do any sort of e-begging of any kind, but if this wasn't such a unique opportunity, one that I didn't want to pass up and that I wanted to pass on to you, the community, I wouldn't have asked. But if it does turn out that I have to travel, well then, to those users who do want a full refund, you will get a full refund. The only stipulation that well, not stipulation, excuse me, but my counter offer has been, and one of the donors has said, keep the money. I'm not worried about the money. We're friends. Just, you know, use it for something else if this doesn't work out. And so and I thank that individual. But the biggest donor does want his portion back if we aren't able to buy back the prototype, and I absolutely understand with that, and they will get that refund should the worst happen. But the newest donor I haven't talked to yet about, because the idea is if we can't get the prototype, maybe we can still get the retail version, which is supposed to be out either at the end of this year or at 2014. Either way, that way I could still honor the obligations for the funds that were donated, but I at the same time could also allow this product to be something that I could try out, that I could check out, and also keep an eye on my cap limit, because if I'm hitting my cap limit and I'm not supposed to be, then obviously the conspiracy theorists were right, in which case I would never take my Google Glass outside. I told you guys I would respect your privacy if something of this nature were to happen, but I would respect your privacy in general anyways, and I meant it. But I digress. The point would be that way I could still get the product eventually, which will not be $1,500 when it comes out on retail. It'll be significantly lower, but how much lower, Google hasn't said. Some are saying it's between $399 to $750, and so I may eventually, if I get to keep most of these donations at this point towards the retail version, I may do a mini fundraiser in order to make up the difference and get the retail one. I would still owe you guys who have donated and made requests, and I would also owe you, the community, a chance to talk to me directly through YouTube about either your concerns, your questions, or even do requests. I'd probably be doing a lot of videos using the Google Glass to give you guys an idea of what it's like. Is it maybe something that's for you, or if it's maybe something that you want to give like 5-10 years down the road to, because it's not just Google making one of these. There is a Chinese firm that is actually trying to make their own knockoff product, so you're afraid of Google, yet China's actually making one as well. Not to mention that the early Google explorers who went to last year's Google I/O Developer Conference are actually going to have theirs shipped to them starting next week. So you might be afraid of the If I Had Glass people, but to be honest with you, this product is going out as it is now to developers. but again, I seriously don't buy into the conspiracy theories. I'll probably be doing a video at some point in the future trying to debunk them as best I can, even though I know that that's a futile attempt at things. But I mean, look guys, I'm not secret government, I'm not Illuminati. If I was, why wouldn't they just give me the money for the prototype, or just give me the prototype? You know, if I was bought and paid for by, you know, big government, then, you know, I wouldn't be willing to talk about any possible features that I think might be problematic if I get my hands on the prototype, or if I get my hands on the retail version. But again, anybody wanting a refund out of the donation pool, you are more than welcome to it. I said that from the start, and I will honor that. So I want to close this out by absolutely thanking the people who donated to this project. I seriously couldn't have done it without you. I didn't think I would get anywhere near this far, but I hoped, I dreamed, I put myself out there. I put myself on a limb. I even put my channel on the line. Oddly enough, my enemies didn't take up that offer. I guess they're not willing to pay to silence me, but oh well, that's their choice, and haters gonna hate. What am I gonna say? The only stipulation is one particular donator does not want to be identified, and I will omit their name because I will honor that request. Because again, I try to run a very honest operation here. I've always tried to run one. And I didn't want to have to do this crowdfunding thing, but you know, I'm kind of glad I did, at least in terms of this project. It's not anything I ever hope to or plan to ever do again, because I didn't like having to do this the first time. I know how people are about e-begging, and I don't blame you. I seriously don't blame you. But okay, so anyways, the point being, without further ado, I want to thank MidnightGoddess. You're a great friend to me. Certainly without your donation we wouldn't have gotten into even spitting distance of our goal, and I thank you for that. I want to thank Anonymous, not the hacker group, an anonymous individual. Without your sizable donation to this project, we certainly wouldn't be as far as we are, and I don't think in many ways that we would have made this project without you. And last but not least, I want to thank Tim, because without you we wouldn't have gotten through the finish line. I'm thankful that you've always been a great friend to me. Excuse me, you and Phi, but you know, Phi's a crazy one, and I love it. I still love his journal titles that he does using Christian Bale quotes. That's friggin' brilliant. But at any rate, thank you guys very much for funding this. I greatly appreciate you guys having the faith in me to want to support me and support my project here. Hopefully we can get Google to ship out our prototypes for the If I Had Glass project here. And if not, then again, thank you for at least getting me to this goal. I mean, if nothing else, this at the very least showed me some of the wonderful friends that I have, and showed me that in a lot of ways that I could dare to dream, at least. You know, I can dare to have a dream that you know, and try to pursue it, and sometimes, you know, people are willing to try to help you out. And you guys all made very sizable donations. I'm extremely floored by that. I'm extremely thankful for that. I couldn't ask for better people to have surrounded myself with. And again, thank you. Even if we're not able to secure the prototype, and even if I can't secure the retail version, just thank you guys. I really, really appreciate your help, and all that stuff. So thank you guys again for everything.